I think I've decided that it's time to start making videos again. Need motivation. I need more of that. I don't like holding the camera. I definitely don't like talking to a camera. Not a big fan of seeing myself on camera. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot that I've wanted to film. I guess, I don't know, I say this, you know, I have a lot of doubt with the things that I do, sometimes the way that I do them. I suffer from ADHD, and it's super hard to get out of routine. But I miss being out in the woods. I miss being, you know, just simple, like this is just a trail. It's just a normal little trail. I miss being on them. You know, it's making videos is a big one for me. So for many years, I was a videographer, photographer, made videos personally and professionally. I jumped onto YouTube really early on and became a YouTube partner when they opened up the program. And I did get to a point where I was making a little bit of money. But the politics of YouTube got just too much, too fast. And it just wasn't, I wasn't interested in it. Well, as a photographer, I struggled. I had a pretty incredible passion for photography for a long time. And bear with me, this is kind of new. It's been a very long time since I've done this, so it's taken a bit to get back into. But you know, I say this just because maybe somebody else is going through some of the same things, and especially now, you know, it's hard to describe to somebody that doesn't do it. But this is my backdrop. Yeah. So as a male photographer, it's pretty tough. I found that if I took pictures outside of the house, there's always people staring. There's always people that glare at you like you're doing something wrong. There's so much negativity in the world today and in general. It just becomes tough. Every time you pull a camera out, people they get weird. You know, friends, family, strangers, doesn't matter. They get weird. You pull a camera out, and people, you know, I don't want to be filmed. I don't want to be filmed, or don't take my picture. And it's demotivating. And but, you know, one of the examples is I went to an event, taking pictures of a family member, and you get people that just start screaming that I'm just some pervert taking pictures of kids. And the unfortunate thing is it happens a lot. It's happening more and more. And it makes, for people like me anyway, extremely difficult to feel motivated to want to film, to want to do those things. But it's important to keep doing it. It's important to tailor yourself and the filming that you do around, you know, things that you feel comfortable with. And in those situations, I stopped being comfortable taking pictures or video in public. And unfortunately for me, I got so demotivated, you know, it turned me off of the whole thing so much that I just stopped filming altogether. Business partner and I went in and we created a magazine, and we filmed events for a couple of years, right up until COVID killed it. And that was phenomenal. Loved it. It was great to get back and behind the camera. But it wasn't the passion. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted that as my backdrop, right? I like mud trucks. I like off-roading, which is what the magazine was centered on. And I very much enjoyed what we did. Watch me bite it. I'm walking up a slippery slope at the moment. I enjoyed it, and I wouldn't have traded it at all. I had a great time. It was phenomenal to do. And I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the experience. But I'm happy for it to be behind me and to focus on some new and exciting challenges. And right now I'm challenging myself to get back out. A big downside is that, as you can see, it's cold. It's chilly. It's getting cold. It's fall, it's November. We're coming into winter, and winter, it's super tough to want to get out there and do things, but I like to challenge myself. I like new opportunities. And one thing, I like the scenery most. Just keep that in the background, right? Less focus on me, more on the background. So one of the big things is I like to challenge myself, and I want to be able to camp. I've convinced myself that I hate the winter. I'm not sure if I really do or not. I hate that the cold is so debilitating. I hate that after just a couple minutes in the cold in the dead of winter, your hands don't work and your face freezes up, and it's just hard to function to any degree. But I don't want that to stop me anymore. I want to start getting back out and start doing things again. So that's kind of why I want to start doing this. I want to start making some videos and getting out and camping and doing the things that I miss. I miss doing all that. So that's what this is going to be. This channel is going to jump all over the place. It's named Outdoor-ish for a reason, because I want this to be an outdoors channel, and I want this channel to motivate me to get off of my ass and out and do all that and that, you know. I know that it's not always going to be outdoor content. If I am going to keep making content, there's going to be times when it's just too cold and I'm just too unmotivated. Most likely I'm just too busy. So as a little background, I own a company. I own a t-shirt company. I make t-shirts. So I own an apparel company, Gearhead Merch, which is what this channel used to be called for anybody that's existing on this channel. Seeing the name change, that's why the name has changed. It doesn't make sense to call the channel Gearhead Merch. I don't take any videos or do any content, anything related to merch, right? I don't film me making it, which I might try that. But I decided to rename the channel Outdoor-ish and use it to get me outdoors. And there's the ADHD tangent, right? So we're talking about busy. My biggest problem is that I can't get out of my own way when it comes to being busy. The ADHD makes it extremely difficult to stay focused and stay on topic. Makes it so where some people can just walk in and just start working. I don't have that ability. No matter what I do, how hard I try, I just can't. You know, there was a video that was a great depiction of how it feels, where there's two girls in the kitchen, and the one girl takes one of those stoves that turns red hot, but you can touch it and it's cold to the touch because it's a magnetic, you know, it works on magnetism. She said to her friend, just touch the burner. It'll be cold to the touch, just touch the burner. And the girl just could not touch the burner, even though she knew that it would be cold when she touched it. She couldn't do it because her brain just wouldn't allow her to touch something that looked and appeared as though it was glowing red. The brain can be your biggest enemy at times. And I hate using ADHD because ADHD, as well as everything else, is different for everybody. Every single person has a different experience with it. Every single person has different struggles. And unfortunately mine, it was a term that was unfamiliar to me. It's called AUDHD, AUDHD, which is ADHD but with a touch of autism. And it's common in people with like OCD. Howie Mandel is a good example. Howie Mandel is somebody that, I don't know if he's got ADHD, but I know he's got the OCD parts that, like the autistic type of, the kind of mentality that's kind of associated with autism. But it just, your brain works in such a way that you don't have control over certain aspects of it. Motivation and focus is the biggest of them for me. It's very hard for me to be motivated. It's very hard for me to be focused. It's very hard for me to be able to walk into my office and get work done, most especially because my office is at home, which is bad. To work out of your home is hard to begin with, right? We don't have kids. We got cats, but we don't have dogs, kids, or anything like super attention-grabbing things. But it's very impossible for me. And if I'm in work mode, if I'm finally focused and I'm finally getting work done and the phone goes off or a horn blows outside or something happens, it could take me an hour, hour and a half before I can get back into that right mindset again. And it just makes everything feel so overwhelming all of the time. And it's why it is so difficult for me, because everything feels overwhelming. Even though I got one shirt order to do and I've got the entire week to do it, it feels impossible, and it feels like I am just out of time and I'm so far behind the 8 ball. Right now I've got 2 shirt orders that the shirts are in house. I've got my turnaround time is 2 weeks. I've got a week and a half to do them. And the thought of leaving the house was just overwhelming, because if I'm not home, then I'm not working, and it's just made it so that I haven't done anything. I've barely gone fishing. I've barely gone camping. I've barely done anything this year, and I've had the time. I just never felt like I had the time. And more, I'm watching certain things that Outdoor Boys is a big one. Some of their videos started popping up again, and I envy the hell out of that capability to be able to just go do those things, and especially in his case to be able to go do those things and make money on them, and be able to support his family on making videos of things that he loves to do. So that's kind of where I don't expect to make money off this. I don't expect this to pay any bills, but I just miss having that option to be able to go out and do those things. So I want to start doing them. I have a ton of cold weather gear. I got a ton of cold weather camping things that I have never used, or I want to use, or I've never really been able to explore much of. Diesel heaters and heated blankets and all those types of things that could make winter camping an easy potential. And I like to ice fish. So that's the hope for the year, is that I'm going to get some ice fishing done. I'm going to get some winter camping done. And hopefully bring some people along with me. And maybe a place for these kinds of conversations. I don't know how. I know the internet's pretty brutal, and it'll be interesting to see how it progresses, but I'm going to try my best to make some content and to not give a shit at some point. I'm seeing we're already 16 minutes in. It's a sizable conversation. I ramble a lot. I get off topic a lot. I apologize. But we're going to see how it goes. We're going to try to do this and start uploading. It's the hope. Hope to see you along the ride.